Hi, I'm Harris Rubenstein. Meet 4 inspirational scholars who are achieving their goals in a dream home.
And I'm Julia Griffin. Picking your future while still in high school? Take a look at the tough decisions some teens are making.
I'm Valarie Timms. It's the time of the season for loving. Are you ready to learn the language of love? Teen Perspective 2 News starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the February episode of Teen Perspective 2 News. I'm Naya Frazier.
And I'm Savannah Gatton. Thanks for joining us. It's a disease that about 20% of teens will suffer from, and most of us don't even realize it's an illness. According to teendepression.org, about 5% of teens are currently suffering from major depression, and between 10 and 15% of teens have symptoms of depression at some point in their lives.
A lot of you may know someone who's fighting depression, or you may be experiencing it yourself. Teen Perspective's Breanna Brunson talked to an expert and a former patient.
Depression is an illness, like asthma or diabetes. Too many teens ignore the symptoms or give up before they try to fight it. Jordan Geddes is an exception.
It's this powerful dragon that's just, it's just eating the scar and it's just taking it away.
Jordan Geddes has wrestled depression since she was 12 years old. For her, the line between depression and a healthy, balanced life depended on how she dealt with her illness.
I never learned how to deal with emotion right. The only ways I knew how to deal with emotion were things that weren't healthy and just made me worse.
Depression doesn't start from nothing. Dr. Desmond Kaplan is a child and adolescent psychiatrist at Shepherd Pratt Hospital.
There are stressful things in the environment, but there has to be a biological and a genetic basis.
There's a very large genetic component in my family as well. Most of the women have depression.
After her final suicide attempt at 19, Jordan pushed herself to make a change.
I think the most important thing, at least for me, was to get sick and tired enough of being sick.
Willpower is the first step to getting better. The next?
The 2 kinds of treatment for any mental illness are usually medication and talk therapy.
In Jordan's case, though, she had to get off the medicine and on her feet. But facing the future is easier said than done.
Getting better is almost scary because you don't know what it's like to be in the normal world and be a normal functioning person.
Now, 15 years after she was diagnosed, Jordan is sharing her story to help other teens fight depression like she has.
It does go away and it does get better, and I am so glad that I'm around to see that.
Depression is a sadness that lasts for at least 2 weeks. If you've begun to isolate yourself or can't find joy in anything, you may have depression. Talk to a trusted adult or doctor who will know what to do. For Teen Perspective 2 News, I'm Breanna Brunson.
According to the Maryland Department of Education, the number of students who are homeless has nearly doubled in the past 5 years. In the past school year alone, the number of homeless teens soared to about 14,000. If you would like to help these students, contact Baltimore Homeless Services at 410-369-3757. Some struggling Baltimore teens are in for a big surprise when Opportunity rode in on a big shiny bus. Anna Muckerman tells us about the extreme renovations which changed the lives at the Girls' Hope House.
We're in the basement of the Girls' Hope House of the Boys Hope Girls Hope program, built by Extreme Home Makeover. Some of the most academically talented students in the city live here. When Extreme Home Makeover arrived at the Girls' Hope House in Baltimore, they not only built a beautiful house, they changed the lives of the girls who live there. Milan Dowers said the experience was incredible.
It was a life-changing experience. I watched the show a lot before we had this whole house rebuilt. I never thought, I watched things on TV, I'm like, oh, I wish I was there and I wish I could do that, but it's never like, I'm going to be that person one day.
Each of the 6 girls that live in the home excels in school, but comes from a difficult home life.
I'm not used to having a schedule, like an exact schedule. So now every day we have to get together and make sure we know what we're going to do for the day.
Naya Hill also recently moved here. She said it's a welcome relief from her life at home.
It was chaotic because I had 3 other siblings and I lived with my mother. I had 2 other sisters and 1 little brother. I was the oldest, and I always had to look after them like I was the second mother to them.
Girls Hope Boys Hope of Baltimore also runs a boys' home right down the street. Vincent Weathers says he also appreciates living as a family in the home.
At my home, I ate dinner sometimes with my family, but at the boys' house, we eat dinner every night together, and that kind of opens room for any conversations or things like that.
And, just like the girls, Vincent has big dreams for the future.
I want to be a lawyer. That's like really future.
Besides being great students and taking care of their house, the girls also find time for activities they enjoy.
The scholars say being a part of this program has been a great experience. To learn more about Boys Hope, Girls Hope, visit bhghbaltimore.org. For Teen Perspective 2 News, I'm Anna Muckerman.
Got a lot on your mind? Let it all hang out with Teen Talk. Every third Thursday at 4 o'clock, Planned Parenthood on Howard Street hosts Teen Talks, featuring hot topics like sexting, cyberbullying, and healthy relationships, and more. Plus, plenty of pizza and prizes. Add them at facebook.com/ppm peer educators for more info.
Coming up after the break, Baltimore. It's famous for its crab cakes and its ravens, but did you know the city also boasts the largest population of free blacks at the turn of the Civil War? Learn more about Baltimore's Black history.
Find yourself staring at help wanted signs in store windows, but not knowing how to take that next step? Tips that will take you from inquiring within to receiving that first paycheck.
Looking for a different way to say those 3 special words? This coming up on Teen Perspective 2 News.
Welcome back to Teen Perspective 2 News. Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, you too. MLK and Rosa Parks are names we all know, but there has to be more to Black history than civil rights, right? Kendra Hawkins has a look at a different time period in Black history.
Thanks, guys. Is your history teacher bugging you about writing a Black History Month essay? There are many different topics to choose from, and one Baltimore museum may help you pick the one that's right for you.
Baltimore had one of the largest free black populations in the country at the time of the Civil War.
Did you know that?
Many of them, like Frederick Douglass, for instance, worked in the shipyards, building the ships.
Interesting, huh? The Baltimore Civil War Museum is home to many uncommon Black history facts from our area. One popular story of escape actually involved the Baltimore Railroad station.
For instance, Henry Box Brown had himself boxed up.
Henry Brown was able to disguise himself to board the train. For those who wanted a ticket, it took a little bit more.
The railroad put up a broadside requiring any colored person to be certified by a well-known white person or a white person known to the railroad before they could obtain tickets.
From slavery to escaping to disguising, the Baltimore Civil War Museum can help you pick a new essay topic that can help you ace that paper. The Baltimore Civil War Museum is a free museum and is located near the harbor. If you are interested in visiting the museum, call 443-220-0290 for directions and more information.
Think you've got what it takes to solve international issues? Teens around the nation have taken the initiative through the Euro Challenge. The challenge is an opportunity for teens to invent creative solutions for the current currency crisis in Europe. Hundreds of teams have created policies to solve the European monetary issues. For more information on the Euro Challenge, please visit abc2news.com/teenmedia.
This is Jeopardy, and here's your host, Julia Griffin.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a contestant on a game show? Sarah Bart, a student at Goucher College, won $50,000 on Jeopardy this past week as a finalist in the college tournament. Sarah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
So, tell me about the process of getting to go on Jeopardy.
Well, first of all, you have to take an online test, which I took 3 times, well, sort of 3 times. I missed one of the deadlines. But I finally got called in for an audition this past June, and then I went up to New York where I was staying for the summer, and we had a live audition, and you know, there's a written test. We have you know, a practice game with the buzzers and everything. We have to talk to the producers, and then you don't hear back until December, so it's just a long wait, and only 15 people out of 12,000 applicants get called back, so it's a stressful ride, but I heard back in December when I was in Amsterdam, and then it happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you won $50,000. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What do you plan to do with the money?
Well, I'm going to do pretty boring stuff, like get a car, going to London for spring break, and then, you know, be a responsible young adult and save it.
Yeah. So I heard on there, on Jeopardy, you had said to Alex that you were going, your dream job was to be the general manager for the New York Mets.
Yeah.
What do you plan to do now that you've won so much money?
Well, actually, after the Mets heard that shout out on the show, I got a call from the vice president of the Mets the next day, and they offered for me to apply for an internship with them, and so I just had my interview on Friday, and you know, if all goes well, I'll be working for the Mets this summer.
That is really cool. So do you have any advice for teens who are auditioning for Jeopardy?
You know, just keep doing it. If this is what you're good at and this is what you enjoy, like I do, you know, you'll keep taking the test, and don't feel too bad if you don't pass the first time, because, you know, only 15 people out of so many thousands make it. So if you don't, you know, pass the teen test, you can do the college. If you don't do that, you can just do regular Jeopardy. You know, you might be like 65 when you get on the show, but it doesn't matter.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, excuse me, Sarah. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Do you want to be on Jeopardy? Sign up to take the teen test at Jeopardy.com. The date is to be announced, but sign us up is open. I know I'm taking it. For Teen Perspective 2 News, I'm Julia Griffin.
Cash looking a little low? Then don't miss this next part of Teen Perspective. Coming up, see some job hunting hits to help you put a little more money in the bank.
Then, prom season is closer than you think, and girls, it's time to find a dress. Find out how you can get a free dress or one at a reduced price when we come back.
Hey Savannah, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, that's a pretty big question, but it's one Harford County students are being forced to answer while still in high school. And as we learned, picking a career path this early can be both a blessing and a curse.
One of the goals of the Board of Education of Harford County is to prepare every student for post-education for success.
This is why in Harford County Public Schools, in order to graduate, students have to complete a career pathway with specific class requirements revolving around a particular field.
When you hear career pathway, a lot of students think, I don't know what I want to do as a career, or the career that I'm interested in, you don't have a pathway in that particular career.
One student who isn't quite sure of where she's headed is Julia Street, a junior at Bel Air High School.
Considering a few options, one of which is being a marine biologist. Also, I'm considering music management or music technology, or dabbling in a career of politics.
While Julia is still unsure of her future after graduation, Valerie Pasquale, another Bel Air junior, has already found her passion.
I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I know I want to do something in the medical field.
Valerie is in the Biomedical Sciences program at Bel Air, where she studies the basics of medicine and the different careers that apply them.
I feel like it has prepared me for college, and I think career pathways are a lot better. It's a lot better to figure out what you want to do in high school instead of being undecided in college.
But what if you don't know what you want to prepare for? There are many students, like Julia, who feel that the pathway system doesn't necessarily work for students who are still searching for the right career fit.
As well-intentioned as it is, I feel that it is a little limiting. That and all the required classes that we're supposed to take beyond our required pathway classes. So it's hard for me and also some other students to pick classes that they like and still be able to have graduation requirements met.
With so much pressure on this generation to get into college and enter the workforce, the debate continues in Harford County over the right time for teens to have their future and themselves figured out. Now, no research has been done on the effectiveness of the program, but Mr. Riley says counselors hope students are becoming more prepared for life outside of high school. So we want to know what you think. Should students have to pick a career path in high school? You can leave your comments on our Facebook page.
Need service learning hours? Well, Teen Court will serve you justice. Sign up to be a teen juror every other Thursday at the Eastside Courthouse. Real cases, real judges, real teens with their future in your hands. For more info, visit clrep.org or visit our website, abc2news.com/teenmedia. Need help finding a job? Or just learning how to fill out an application? Well, we've got lots of tips. Let's hear from the king of jobs himself, Chaz Whaley.
Too often, teens complain about not receiving a call back. Call the job, pop up, do whatever it takes to get that job, and continue what you did to keep it. Never leave anything blank on your application. If unsure, put NA for non-applicable. Second, always put negotiable for desired pay. You can talk money in your interview. Do not use your family as a reference. And when applying, do it 2 times, once online and once in store. Want to know what businesses are looking for? Let's ask a manager. Here with us now is Taniqua Harris, hiring manager of Rita's Italian Ice. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Okay, what exactly are you looking for in an interview?
In an interview, I look for someone to come in with great confidence. Eye contact, firm handshake. First impression is everything.
Okay, and how about the criteria of an application?
Never leave an application blank. Fill out everything. For example, if it says anything about college and you haven't attended, verify that.
Okay, and what are your pet peeves in the interview?
Pet peeves in the interview would be piercings, visible tattoos, and big jewelry. It throws you off.
And what are your expectations from a new worker?
From a new worker, I expect them to come in as they came in the interview.
Is there anything that you feel as though I haven't asked you?
Yes. Actually, we're hiring now. And it's great to bring a resume, so make sure you all bring your resumes.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Still ahead on ABC2 News, looking to spice up your love vocabulary? Become an international lover by learning the different languages of love. Next on Teen Perspective 2 News.
Welcome back to Teen Perspective 2 News. Who runs the world? Girls. One teenage girl is fighting back on the mat. Teen Perspective's Maicha Borneo has the scoop.
History was made in Indianapolis Friday night. Kayla Miracle has gone where no girl has gone before and is letting nothing stand in her way. Under the bright lights of Banker Life Fieldhouse, 15-year-old Kayla Miracle made history Friday night.
I just wrestled and left everything out on the mat.
The sophomore from Culver Academies became the first girl to wrestle in the high school state finals. For Miracle, though, gender's the last thing on her mind. When she's on the mat, fighting for every point, every takedown.
I don't want to be treated like a girl. I want to be treated like any other wrestler.
And she is. There have been naysayers along the way, people who thought Miracle didn't belong on these mats, versus male opponents, all because she's a girl. Her father's never been one of them.
I told her, I said, there is absolutely no doubt in the state of Indiana that you belong now.
And more than willing to do whatever it takes to compete, even cutting her hair to make sure she's made the weight.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. It's my dream to be in the Olympics, and if this was the Olympics right now, I would definitely cut my hair. I would go bald if this was the Olympics, if I had to.
And if Miracle has her way, that could happen someday. She's got her sights set on the 2016 Olympics.
Prom season will be here before you know it. In order for girls to prepare, they must think about hair, nails, and accessories. But the biggest thing for them is the dress. Finding a dress is hard enough, but it doesn't have to break the bank. There are websites that hold free prom dress competitions, such as McDougal. This website will be giving away a prom dress each month from now until April 14th. Just register your information at McDougal.com. If you don't want a free prom dress, you still won't have to pay a lot of money to look fabulous. There are websites like 9dresses.com that have discounts on dresses ranging from 40 to 70% off. So save your time and money and check out these websites so you can go to prom in style. Seniors, Part of the college experience is living in a small room with a stranger, and that can lead to some tense situations. However, there is a way to make sure your dorm is a peaceful one. Roomsurf.com is a website that allows users to find a compatible roommate before move-in day. After answering all the questions, you get a list of potential roommates, and from there you can use the information to reach out and make a new friend.
Speaking of new friends, would you like to have free living arrangements anywhere in the world? Log on to couchsurfing.org. This innovative website aims to help you have both a national and international list of friends, allowing you to have a couch to crash on when you visit any new city or country. To be a part of this worldwide community, all you have to do is sign up at couchsurfing.org.
Hey Naya, I generally have an emotional appeal towards you.
Are you trying to say that you love me?
Yeah, you've got it. There are so many ways to tell people you love them, and Teen Perspective's Valarie Timms is here to teach us the language of love.
Thanks, guys. I'm feeling the love today. There are so many ways to tell people how you feel, and here are just a few. All right, go ahead, nice and loud.
Te amo. Te quiero. Te quiero mucho. Je t'aime. Je t'aime.
Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich.
Mahal kita.
Te amo, Maya.
Ashitaru. Я тебя люблю in Russian.
Oh, cool. What language is that? No matter how you say it, the message is still the same. I love you. For Teen Perspective 2 News, I'm Valarie Timms.
It can be expensive to make your sweetheart swoon, but you don't have to fork out the cash for dinner and a movie to have a romantic night out. Hours of ice skating can cost just $6 each, and you can learn together. Or if you like to read, check out a local bookstore. You can giggle reading romance novels or put post-it notes in your favorite books. And don't forget the classic picnic. Bring your bikes and a basket for a romantic afternoon.
Sounds like fun, Savannah. Anyway, that's it for this edition of Teen Perspective 2 News.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
We leave you today with a tribute to Whitney Houston, performed by a 5th grade chorus from New York.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for you. People need someone to look up to. Never find